Right, so just going to be making a small video about my interface and stuff, because I've like a few people that I play Arena with ask about it and stuff. So basically, I'll just cover like the add-ons I use, the scripts and stuff, and like how I sort of go about making my UI so I can see everything for Arena and Freeze. The most basic thing is I try and have everything positioned in like this little box here you can see on the screen. So I want my target, my health, my focus on this side, everything's like in it as a small space as possible, so my eyes can quickly look at cooldowns, check focus, what they're casting, etc. Also my party frames are here on the side. If I test Gladius, then that's all here, my frames. And it's just easy way, rather than having to look up here, look here, you know, etc. And like buffs here, I keep my buffs right down the bottom as well, so everything is basically on the bottom half of the screen as it is, and then my enemies are on this side always, and everything that's relevant to me is on this side with my party frames here. And I basically keep all my like normal spells, like say mutilate, backstab, I don't know, like frostbolt or something. Well, I'll show you. They're all on my other action bar here, but I don't really need to see these because I know what mutilate is. I can just press G. There's no cooldown. There's like no information needed, so I hide those out the way so I have more room. What I do though is I have like all my cooldowns, anything I need to know how long left of, I have it down here. So obviously kick is very important. I got 3. Shadow step, the most important movement spell. I've got 3 of these. My burst is on these 2 buttons, but so it's right close. My eyes are floating around here anyway. These are crucial. And for the bottom, I always keep utility. So obviously that's sprint, vanish, blind, kidney. These are control things. Defensives I keep on the top. Trinket, you know, evasion, shadow, cloak, vial. I also have feint. See feint, but there's no cooldown on feint yet. There will be in BFA, but there's no cooldown yet, so I don't need to see. And then just my artifact here next to kick, and just like basic things here. That's talent, you know, stuff like this. And I try and keep everything around here. So my eyes are always hovering here. If I need to look for CC, I can just look here, simple, and then it's very easy. When I have Vendetta on target, I use big debuffs to show. It's also good, like that's the debuff I put on them, but I'll also explain. I can show you Omnibar as well. I use Omnibar for cooldowns. If I want a caster, I'll mainly use it for their kicks interrupts. So where's well, this is what I use on melee DPS because I'm not going to cast anything. I use Omnibar 2 is my offensive cooldowns here. All of the offensive cooldowns the enemy team has I have here, so I know when they're bursting. I know how long until their next go. And then Omnibar 1 down here, this is all the defensives, so I know, like, let's say for example Barkskin here. I'm not going to like attack the druid and blow all cooldowns until he's wasted this, you know. Or let's say the priest is running in, but Fear's on cooldown, so I know I don't have to worry really, you know. Vanish, you know what I mean, blind, I know where to get away and stuff. And my party frames here, where is big debuffs. These also go on my party frames, and this basically makes it super easy for me to see debuffs. So like say my healer would be here, then I can see if he's in CC, I can pop a cooldown, or how long left, like if it's like a 1 second, I'm not going to blow evasion, you know. And then I'll just jump into a game now and show you more like how it works and stuff. Okay, we're back. Yeah, I'm just gonna cover my add-ons and UI in action just to like help you out. Right. So ignore these arena frames on the side. My script removes these. I will probably can't put it in the description, but if anyone comments down below, I could send you the scripts, or if you join Discord, I'll send you all my scripts, and that'll give you a it does all this for you straight away. These action bars, it puts them in order, makes them bigger, makes these frames bigger, etc. But that's like, yeah, scripting. If you can do everything scripting, it's very easy because it just loads straight away, no configuration. You just get what you want straight away, and it's real lightweight. Doesn't take up much memory at all. It's like super efficient. Um, Anyway, so Gladius. I don't use the spell. There's no point really. It's like too much information. Gladius, just main trinket really. CC, it shows here on the portraits. DRs, super important. This is a reason I don't use S Arena, is because S Arena has the DRs here. I need them here. And it goes that way, and I need it to go this way. So it's closer to my eyes anyway. The only time I'm really looking at this side is for their cooldowns, which is rare because you already know when they're having a go. You just want to check like how much they've produced. Do you know what I mean? If we look on this side, I can give you a good example of my raid frames now. So yeah, I can see what my teammates are casting, so I know it's not vital, but it's like, you know, if you're planning a go and they say yeah I'm gonna do damage, and you see they're using polymorph first, it's always good to wait until they're casting something damage before you know, go. But it's not vital, I guess. You can also see if they've been interrupted, so like, but then again my debuff shows here also. Yeah, it's just extra information that's nice. Any CC will appear to the left of it, and it's real nice. Like, if they're immune to something, it'll show massive. That's a silence. So yeah. And yeah, I see the cooldowns like bubble, 4 minutes left, super useful, super useful. Actually, I think this might be a game where I get the kill because we just go without bubble, I think. It might be now, yeah, there you go. Priest did have adaptation, but whatever, we got the kill anyway. Trying to think of more things for my UI. I also have these two correlates to obviously their position on Gladius, so this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. It's just easier to target call, and it helps. I use a Logitech G600 or something like this for my targeting, so the first 3 buttons are target 1, 2, 3, the second are focus 1, 2, 3, and it's just easier. When I see a DH and it's number 2, I know exactly button 2 is for Demon Hunter. It saves tabbing, because tabbing can go wrong, and if you don't tab nearest enemy player, it can sometimes tab totems instead, or pets. So I mainly use tab for like totem killing and something rather than arenas, because it's not reliable. Tab's really not reliable, and if you're using your mouse to click on the enemies, then it's also slow because you can't move while you move the mouse. You have to use the mouse to move, and if your keyboard turning, yeah, it's just not efficient. It's not quick enough. You can only move as much as the game has allowed you, because you can only press that key like on or off. You can't move it fast or slow, you know. And yeah, stuff like this. Let's see if anything interesting happens. I can comment. Yeah, again, I see I'm cloned. It also shows here as well. This isn't really needed, but you know, you can't change this. Sprint here. I don't really look here for my own stuff. I look here, and we can see oh yeah, this game was the game the rogue blew everything. It was pointless. He blew, like, I knew in the opener. Wait, let me go back to the opener. Where is it? Yeah. Every single cooldown in the open is gone. The only thing I have to worry about is smoke bomb, which I think was used back here. Yeah, it's used now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he kidneys me now, and he smokes on a 2 seconds left though. There's no point, I don't have to trinket, I know he's got no more cooldowns to use, and this is the information I need in order to save all my cooldowns. I haven't used Crimson Vial, haven't used Cloak, haven't used Evasion, so I know this is fine. I also know he's got him, so there's no point having a big go on the Rogue. However, the mages use Ice Block, it's crucial we go on Mage. No point in Druid, Druid's got all of his defensives, so it's just having everything here, like all the information you need, lets you make better decisions. Much better decisions. I mean, we can hit other things and get the cooldowns, but it's more work for us, you know. It's like the mage has got like I always see cooldowns as like fences to jump over. So the mage has got nothing left, right? So we've only got one more fence to jump over, and that's his health bar. The rogue has got like 3 fences to jump over as such. Do you know what I mean? So we have to jump over um, evasion, then we have to get cloak, then we have to get vanish. I mean, if he sucks, which I'm not gonna be disrespectful, but yeah, he does suck. He probably, like the cooldowns, he'll blow all three of these at once. Actually, probably. So it's less fences to jump over when they waste them, but I know for a fact I'm not gonna do that. See, I think I vanished here to save the other two, because there'd be no point. So they've overcome one fence, but you know we've only got one fence left to mage. I still need. If I play well, they can't kill me really. So it's just for an example, you know. That's how I determine who to go on target and stuff, and like swaps as well. So there's more games where Paladin. Oh, he hasn't used bubble, but if he did, he'd be a kill target for sure. 'Cause he's got no trinket. Warlock also hasn't got wall. The DK had. I don't know how the DK died, to be honest, because he had defensive left. But that's just like, you know, not ideal for them. Ideally, they'd want to burn through cooldowns before they died. But yeah, that's that. Okay, I'm going to show you a warlock example. Like I said before, if I'm on a caster, I'm trying to fake and stuff. So I don't want too much information, right? So I still have everything here, everything's centered, you know, but I don't have their cooldowns. Maybe I should, but I'm not as fluent on caster at the moment. So I just have their CSs, because this is obviously my big priority. And as a warlock anyway, I'm swapping, so it's not like, it's not too bad. I do have some defensive here, but again, I want like a clear vision here, right? So I know exactly what can kick me. And it's also nice, if I look down at a glance, or in my peripheral vision, and I see like this whole bar's full up, I know they've got no CS, right? But if if they've blown defensives, and I glance down, and I see a few things here, I might think, okay, that's bound to be like all their CS, and I cast and they kick, then that's huge. So, even though I get kicked in this game, yeah, it's just like an easier, it's like a quality of life. It's probably not optimal for caster, but I play caster like 30% of the time anyway. So, and like when I do play caster, it's warlock. So, I'm not, yeah, there's not too much pressure on kicking and stuff, because most of it's instant, unless I play destro. But when you play destro, it's easy to get their kicks anyway, because most people kick immolate and then you can just cast CB in their face. Like, oh, I think that was a bad example. But yeah. What else do I need to go over? Yeah, I have my pet over here. This resource management for warlock is quite annoying. Similar with combo points, but I could change it to here, but I just don't want to be honest. I'd rather, I don't know, it just be here or something. So I have to move the pet up here, and then I would rather have my party frames stacked here, but yeah, that's life. Yeah, big debuffs, obviously, amazing. I shows AMS right here, CS on the priest. Also, I know, like, I think he popped Archangel. It was a nice time to CS. Probably not the best to CS on Shadow, but I think, no, he wasn't locked out on Harry as well. No. But yeah, DR's roots aren't really necessary roots on DR. Like, doesn't really matter too much. Maybe if it's melee, then that's super huge. But it's mainly for stuns. I use this mainly for stuns, unless I'm playing warlock and then fear, obviously. But like, if you have a good understanding of the game, you already know that blinds DRs with fear, sap DRs with prolly. So you can already, like, if you're communicating, or if you're just looking here, to be honest, if you see someone has got polyed at a glance, like CS, that's quite easy to see because you're looking, always like rotating your eyes. So you see polymorph, you're not gonna sap off, you know what I mean? You will sap off a fear instead, and stuff like this. So yeah. See anything else? It shows my cooldowns, my offensive. It's not huge, this. because I know I've pressed it, because it was me who pressed it. Yeah. So. Alright guys, that basically sums up my my video really. There's not too much to say about my interface. Like, to some people it might seem complicated, to some people it might seem minimalistic, but the main principle is, I always think, like, you know, this is a game about information really, and the quicker I can see everything I need to make the better decisions is obviously going to be ideal. So I keep everything. It also, like, depends if you're used to it and such. You know, you're going to be quicker, but if things are closer, it takes less time to go from one to the other, right? Just as a basic, like, rule of thumb, it's quite obvious. And you know, you might say, like, oh, I can look at different sides of the screen. You're like, milliseconds doesn't make any difference at all. But it's just like, if I'm looking at my frame, my peripheral can see the target frame easy. You know, it's like my eyes looking at something will cover this space anyway, so I don't have to say, like, this is your target and this is you. You have to actively move your eyes, you know. So it is like more thought process, maybe not much, but like, if you want to be super efficient and really quick, then yeah. Same with, like, people say, why do I have two of everything? Like, it's the same thing. Like, if my eyes glance down and maybe I'm looking at, like, evasion, my peripheral can see gouge because it's so big. Like, you've doubled the size really. Well, not really, but you know, you've extended the size. You've extended the size of all your defense. Like, also keep your defensives together, so you know straight away. Okay, this. I've got this left. I've got this left. You know, I've got this. I've got this. I can control. I can sap, because vanish is available. I can blind. Then sap. If my blind breaks, I can full kidney here and then sap. You know, it's like, I think it really helped me set up a lot of my goes and a lot of my peels as well. I can peel, like, really efficiently because I know that vanish is a good peel, but it's got a long cooldown, so I'd rather kidney first and then blind or gouge. Gouge is very close as well. So this is my priority. I'm going to kidney the target I want to do damage to, gouge the off target. When they trinket, I'll probably get the party members to CC them. If they can't, I'll have to resort to blind. Not ideal, but that's what you do. And then I know I can vanish off the blind, or I can vanish cheap the kill target if he's out of the kidney. So it's like this. And also, excuse me, gouge has got a very low cooldown, so I can always swap gouges between so the DR doesn't stack, and then rotate kidneys, because as you see, gouge here, kidney, they don't overlap. So I can essentially gouge 4 seconds, kidney 6 seconds. That's 10 seconds of CC. If someone dies through that by one person, then it's their fault or the healer's fault, because I've already took someone out of the game for 10 seconds, you know. And I can also repeat this on the other guy. Do you understand? So I essentially have 20 seconds where one person is only attacking. So it's like this that I base my peels off. I think I'm probably better at a defensive player, but also, like, if you want to do damage, here you look first. These are your big cooldowns, and then these are your off goes here. This is off go. Ignore that artifact. I've swapped this around because I knew it was a mistake. But this is plunder arm. Plunder arm is here. I've got tricks here. I've also got tricks here, but that's just for buttons. And yeah. So it's primarily around just efficient information for me. You might be different, like, but what I also always use raid target markers. It's like also make them clear as well, so white for priest, blue for shaman, just so it correlates here. I use the star. I don't think it's on because I'm a moron, but I use the star because it's yellow for rogue. This class color in the thing, and that's also a script, so just if you want that, you can have it. It's yours, whatever. And yeah, it's just like making everything visible, but without making too many things visible, like hiding some things, because you don't have to see everything. I've got rid of the IR class icons on the portraits because it's so easy to see. I'm going pally here, like unmistakable, you know. I removed the status text from the portraits because when I'm looking for cooldowns here and like spells, I don't want to see random stupid numbers that mean nothing appearing on here. Here is fine, because I know if I get a big crit, then it's good. I'm doing something, I've got my buffs up, you know. But in the portrait, it's pointless. That's included in my script as well. Map, like, who needs a map, you know? Chat box, just whatever, minimize it, who cares? And yeah, it's just like, make everything that you need super visible and recognize what it is you need. Like, you need, where is it, the pet frame on, you need this. If the pet's about to die, you know what I mean, that's an extra CS gone. So, like, it's worth doing damage into it, but it's not worth specifically looking for the pet if it's not taking damage, do you know? So, it's things like this. Also, I don't think I have a shaman game on this, but if, like, totems are here, and you have the names on, you can clearly see Sky Fury, and it's like a big cooldown for them. It's like 45 seconds, and it's really huge. So you target that one and kick, rather than you look for, you know what I mean, you click on each one, very slow. You know, you look for Sky Fury, and bang, you see it as soon as possible, and then done. It's like this. Very easy. I'm not super amazing, like, but I think this UI is probably better than what I could use it for. I'm only 2.1k, 2.2k experienced. I think I got 2.2k with my team in Cataclysm, so obviously I'm not using it to its full potential. But this is a lot similar to what the rank 1 players use. Everything close, like everything is in. I think Cedar's got a few videos of eye tracker, even though his UI is quite scarce and scattered. But his eye tracker clearly shows him like bounce here, cooldowns, arena, bounce here. You know, he has everything in this small box here. Same principle. Mine's just more like this with my cooldowns, so I don't have to look here and then look cooldowns. Like everything's more close for me. Yeah, that's basically it. But in the beginning, just pay less attention to your UI and surroundings. Really, like focus more on your targeting. I'd say that's crucial. I'd say knowing how to do damage and knowing how to hold your defensives is really good. Like, I've held my defensives all game, you know, and I'm at 60%. If you're taking damage, there's a reason, and it's not always the fact that they're blowing their cooldowns. They might just be doing like normal damage. Like, I think it's probably the dots from the warlock, as you can see. Oh, they've been removed, but I cloaked, that's why. But yeah, I cloaked to stay aggressive. Yeah, sure. But yeah, it's things like this. So, you know, like, having your cooldowns here will make you more aware of them. Like, okay, so I haven't got cloak. And then after the game, you could think to yourself, well, I didn't have cloak. Now I could die from magic. So maybe that's a misplay by me. Maybe I used it too early. Over aggressive. Because I really, like, if I criticize this game, I used cloak. I don't think I got a cooldown. So if anything, that was bad. And I'm at 70%, 60, you know, whatever. You get the message. Oh, he dies anyway. So yeah, it was good cloak, I suppose. Whatever. No block. So that's what I go off. My decision making is largely based around what I have to offer. Like, I'm not gonna charge in if I don't have any cooldowns. You know, even at 100%, I'm never gonna charge in with no cooldowns. There's no point, because all you have to use to your advantage is your health bar then, and you can't rely on just your health, because in Legion, I don't know, your health just goes so quick. Yeah, that's basically it really. There's not much more to say. It's just, you could try this and just use it in practice, but I'd say more importantly, it's like, get used to play one spec and one comp and try this, and then just try different players with that, and that's more important probably. Rogue, I'd say. Outlaw, I'm not very good at Outlaw. I don't think it does enough damage. Assassination is so easy. Sub does a lot of damage, a lot of control, but it's like, it takes more stress to get off. You got to be better with your timings and such. Assassination is like, you haven't got much to use, so it's like a lot less stress and you can do more damage really. Outlaw is like control overboard. You got to be playing with someone that can do a lot of excuse me. You got to be playing with someone that can do a lot of damage basically. Again, like big massive CS, so I can see it clearly. Not really important on this. Well, it is. whatever. But you get the message, and yeah. Any questions, just leave them in the comments, or just join on Discord. I'll leave the Discord link at the end, just so everyone, like, anyone who watches you, like, encouraged just to chat to us, chill in Discord. Like, that's what the guild's all about, is just friends and chilling. Like, no one's elitist by any means. I'm certainly not elite. I'm, like, humble as fuck. I'll criticize my games all day long. I don't care, man. Like, if someone's better, I want to learn from them, you know. Even people that are, like, are worse. Everyone's got a different insight, and it's impossible to cover everyone's point of view, so people might offer you a different perspective and you haven't thought about it, and that will make you better. I just want to stop it here, actually. I want to talk about this before I go any further, or before I wrap up the video. We won this game, right? We won this game. Warlock smashed us for damage. A lot of people seem to be under this impression that damage is like the be-all and end-all of Arena. No, it's really not. Like, a Warlock overall will generate pressure from their damage, sure, and a Warlock will always do the most damage, probably, but we won that game. You can see damage is not a deciding factor by any means. We won. To be honest with you, they couldn't have killed me at any point, really. I had Cloak, I used it aggressive, I never once had to use it defensive. You know, the Shaman got kinda low, maybe, whatever. I don't even know. They didn't use cooldowns. Maybe they didn't choose these cooldowns, but whatever. Paladin bubbled. I don't think he bubbled twice, but that's quite recent actually. Maybe he bubbled twice. I'm not sure. Go back and watch it. Block. I think he used that block twice as well. They were just bad team. You know, good damage. Like you could argue like, oh, their damage could have carried them because they were doing so much pressure, but they weren't doing pressure, were they? They were putting out damage at the wrong time. So it didn't matter. It didn't do any pressure. It's like if they cast all their cooldowns, but then I've just got Cloak. So they've done all that damage, but I just Cloak. The Cloak actually heals as Outlaw, so I can heal back up anyway. Then he has Crimson Vial, so I can heal probably like 40% with Cloak and Crimson Vial, right? So what's the point in doing that damage? It's better put it into the Shaman with no shields, so like you use the Warlock to purge the shield, and then do the damage. Like, so you see what I'm saying? There's like, if it's absorbed by the shield, that's also pointless. So it doesn't matter about that. Like, if this damage was all at once, you see my I don't even know what that number is. What the fuck? But you see this? Let's call it 3k just to make it easy, and let's call that 6k. So we did double, right? Just to make it easy for us. Say he did 6k and it was all into shields, so only 2k made it through the shields. Okay. My 3k was all at once in a burst, he would die. You know, like no shield. So, and Outlaw is about burst. I do shit passive damage, real shit. Especially now that like auto attacks mean nothing. It's all about abilities. That's changing in VFA, but whatever. Also, the Shaman, like Shaman damage. Okay, it's nice and consistent, but we rely on the burst when I can kidney, right? And I like gouge off targets, whatever, blind. We rely on the burst in our small windows. So if you think about it, all of this, like I'd say 70% of our damage is like burst, which is super important because they've got nothing when we're bursting. Their damage easily smashes ours, but it's spread, it's slow, it's consistent. I don't think the priest was. Yeah, the priest was above half. So was the paddler. So it doesn't really matter, you know. It's just about the burst, really. That's all that matters. You could argue like dampening, but this was like quite a long game, to be honest. Like, yeah, well, not a long game. It was 5 minutes, but like that's why Warlock's so strong, because inevitably it will do a lot of pressure. But damage, overall damage, only matters if it's a super long game. Like the priest is not even touching his mana. Look, like how is that dampening? No, it's a 5-minute game. He did fuck all mana. We got shields. I'll have Cloak back in a minute. What's the point? Like, they can't do anything. I've got Vanish. I've got these pillars to run out. I've got mobility. They're not going to do anything. So, please, please, please don't look at damage at all. Like, just like don't base your play or your success or, you know, being unsuccessful on damage. Look at your games more intelligently. You know, this is a very crude way of measuring it. Another crude way of measuring it is also like rating or win rate. Just don't look at these. These are for fools. Like, if you're a PvEer, you want to do the most damage because you'll kill the boss quicker. You're not going to kill the boss quicker when there is no boss. Like, these are intelligent people you're fighting, so doing just like spamming PvE damage, they could stop this. Like, it's just okay, rant over. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one, guys. It would be great if you could all join Discord and such. That would be awesome. Like, I'd love to see you there. Meet some of our people. Like, Bones is a guildie, really great guildie. He's like one of our officers. Mute is obviously me. Blood, that's just my alt rogue. And maybe I'll do a video where I show all my characters and stuff. I got 3 rogues. They're all set out the exact same. Every spec is basically the same as this. Artifact is in the same place, you know, and stuff like this. So yeah, there's. I really have to just wait for your guys' comments, really, and then I can help you out and teach you. Well, not teach you. That's a bit arrogant. But I can try and answer your questions from my perspective. How about that? Okay, guys. Nice one. I'll see you soon.